Hey y'all, welcome back to Ruth and Ruby. Today is all about the new Summer 2024 IOD release. Alright, so do you know those papers that come in between your paint inlays? And do you ever look at them and go, what can I do with this? Well, this is what we're doing with it. So Sabrina's taken Liquid Patina by DIY Paint and layering this sheet of paper. So she's folded it over and she's just making sure she's getting plenty of liquid patina in between everything, and she's going to fold it all up and to make this cute little rectangle. And can any of you guess in the comments what she's going to make? Of course you're going to find out in the end, but go ahead and put a comment down and tell me what you think this is going to be. So she's sealing it all up, getting all the ends sealed together. She's using Sandy Blonde, and you can see she's kind of doing a pouncing method here, and that's just giving it a little bit more texture. So the DIY paint being the clay based, we already know that it's super easy to get texture with that. So that pouncing motion is giving a lot of really good texture, and you'll see when we get to the end of this project, this thing has a ton of beautiful visual interest. Alright, so she's going to pull out the brand new IOD Etiquette's Typeset stamp. And of course, as you guys know, we have to condition those stamps. So she's just going over that lightly with some 220 grit sandpaper. And we are going to give it a couple of rows of these lines. So if you are into paper crafting, junk journaling, crafting of that nature, you're going to want this one. These little lines are perfect for you to stamp in your journal or whatever, to give you lines so that you can actually write. So she's just gonna press a few of those on there. And what I love about this stamp is all of the different kinds of typography. So there's some, cursive letters, which is similar to the Kind Disregard stamp. That is one of our top sellers, has been for a long time. You guys have for a long time been requesting something smaller similar to that. So this one has it. So you need this stamp in your arsenal. This thing is going to have so many different uses. So she's taken this portion of that stamp, and this is like just literally trash, okay? From some of the shipments that we get into the store, we save that brown paper. And you can see it's all crinkled up, and she's going to even crinkle it up more here in just a little bit. So this is a portion of the new Rose Botanical transfer. This came off of a project that's going to come later in the video that she didn't use all of. So she's going to apply that there, and she's going to rub this on just like any other surface. So these rub-on transfers rub on paper just as well as wood or plastic or metal or any other kind of surface that we use the transfers on typically. So if you haven't used transfer scraps on your paper crafting, here's your sign to do that. Alright, so she's going to rip up the edge a little bit, and she's going to just glue all of these components on with hot glue. So you can use any kind of adhesive that you want, but there she goes. See, she wants it a little more crinkled. Sabrina is a paper crafter. Like, she's great at a lot of things, but she loves to journal. So this was right up her alley. So now she's going to take all of those little stamps and, it literally looks like a stamp is what I mean, and put those on some drop cloth. And she will cut those out here in just a minute and fray the edges up, and we're going to just see what she does. right, she's going to give this one just a little more visual interest with some white wax. So this is white wax by DIY Paint. You know, that is our very favorite. And she's, no rhyme or reason, she just kind of, you know, dabbing it on there here and there. All right, so here along the edges, she used some DIY Paint Decrepit Dust. So that is a really good aging product. So if you want to just give something some age, and you can also use Dixie Belle Paint's Dixie Dirt. They work very similarly, and Dixie Dirt has a couple of other colors. So, but in this case, she used the DIY Paint Dixie Dirt in dark, and just giving some age to all of these pieces that she stamped. And we're going to see her put it all together here in just a second. All right, you guys, if you've been following us for any length of time, you know how much we love this tool. This is called a Crocodile, and I will link it. It's an affiliate link down below. So if you want one of these, use our link to go get you one. And we just punch a hole in it, and then she's going to use the eyelet and use the same tool. That's what I love about this thing. Not only does it punch a hole through just about anything, but then she's going to use the end of it and punch that eyelet, and it's going to crimp it on the back so that it's nice and secure now. So now she can put some tassel in there and it won't rip through the hole. So this is really cool. We do this for our gift certificates. This is how we seal them. So this is just the sealing wax. She's melting a good little spot and then putting the, what do y'all call that? Anybody know? Can you tell me in the comments below what that little metal thing is called that actually puts the impression in the wax? I should know this, but I'm drawing a blank, so y'all tell me in the comments. All right, so here she goes. She's going to start putting it all together, and we're going to see this thing finally take shape and see what the finished product looks like. If you guessed a bookmark, you are right. So she added just a few extra components from some old vintage sewing notions that we have. So those little pieces there at the end, that's what those are. Something somebody had jotted some little notes on, and so she just ripped little pieces apart to give it the finishing touches. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below and tell us. Next up is this tray that we already had one coat of Homestead Blue on, so she's just adding a refresher coat of Homestead Blue, cutting out a portion of the brand new transfer called Rose Botanical. And what I love about this transfer is while it is a larger 8-sheet 12 by 18, there are so many different sizes in this book. So you've got a full sheet, you've got a half sheet, you've got even down to small portions that would fit on you know, like an ornament size or just a tag or all kinds of different sizes. So this is the first book that we really have such a variety of sizes in. So I love that if you are a small crafter, you're going to love this book. She's just creasing along the edges there, rubbing that on just like we always do a transfer. So you're going to see here in just a second. I love the combination of the blue and yellow here. So you'll see in just a second, and you see also, by the way, how easy the transfer is released from Fusion. You don't have to put a top coat because it's already built in. So once you add a coat and it dries, you put your transfer right on, and it's just easy peasy. So anyway, she's taking this portion that she cut off and she's adding it back and adding a few words. That's another thing that I really love about this new transfer, is there is a lot of wording to go with it. So now she's also adding a few components of the brand new gold leaf transfers, and this one is called the new etiquettes. If you haven't seen that, if you haven't really taken a close look at that, you need to. That thing is jam-packed full of bigger pieces, smaller pieces, like little things for just little embellishments, and I just don't think that they left any space in this book, which I love that. You see, just all kinds of little typography pieces that you can use on anything. So she added a little bit more of the paint around the trim of the tray to kind of just give it a shadow effect. Alright, our last step is going to be to seal everything up with a good water-based sealer. So here in this case, she's using DIY Paints Liquid Patina, and there we are, finished product. What do you guys think? I love this. So it could be a piece of artwork sitting on your mantle as it's displayed here, or it can also be a tray. Leave a comment down below. Which project is your favorite so far? Alright, now we're going to see what she's going to come up with for this little pumpkin, and you can buy the wood pumpkin cutout on our website. We'll leave a link down below. So we have a whole section of wood cutouts. So this is the new oak leaves and acorns mold, and of course, as always, we want to dust that mold with cornstarch before we put clay in it so that our clay doesn't stick. She's going to spread that clay out, get a variety of leaves and acorns, and I want you to see just how easy this rolls right out. When you roll that mold backwards, it comes right out. All right, she's going to take a knife and cut these apart. So when you cast something out of your molds, don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. You can cut it apart. You can, reshape it just a little bit. Use it however it fits your design. So we're using DIY Paint and Aviary to give that a base coat. And then again, she's cutting those leaves off because she put it on there and she's like, yep, those got to go. And cutting apart the acorns here and just placing them however they feel right to her. And that's the biggest thing about creativity, is you do what feels right. Sometimes you just have to lay things out and then you'll change it up a little bit. And she's going to glue it all on with our favorite glue, which is Titebond Quick and Thick. Alright, so another coat of DIY Paint Aviary on top of those castings while they're wet. That is going to help reduce the cracking. Also, you can see she's doing another pouncing motion. This girl loves her texture, so she's always doing a pouncing motion with the paint. And so, like I said, we do that while it's wet, and that's going to help reduce the cracking. So first up to seal is DIY Paint Clear Wax. And that's going to seal it all up, and you see that's going to give you a better color too. So once the wax dries, it will be a true color to what the paint looks like wet. And now we're going to do some DIY white wax. Give it a little detail. The perfect finishing touch is going to be bronze gilding wax. I love bronze all the time, but I especially love it for fall. I feel like it's the perfect fall finishing touch for this project. So let me know in the comments below which one of these projects was your favorite. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you in the next video.